Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael. I'm going to start off our process here for this presentation. The problem that we took up on this group was basically on how to engender democracy and principles of democracy in the United States. So we can go to the next one. And here's the challenge that we face, and we've all lived this, so we're all familiar. Near universal access to information via the internet and social media has proven fertile ground for the spread of misinformation and disinformation. We've all seen this, we've lived through it. It's a particular challenge for children and students who are not skilled at discriminating what's a trusted source and what is not. And this is exacerbated by the fact that they're not getting adequate education in civics and general citizenship or history of the United States. So that's the program that we've attempted to take up here. Next one, please. So here's the call to action on this. To resolve this problem, there needs to be a change in social climate and the educational commitment to nurture the building of trust, an understanding of civic obligations as well as of civil rights, and instill a sense of unity and belonging and the recognition of our common values and shared national identity. Next, please. And here's the resolution. This is actually the problem solution that we've arrived at. Establish elementary education through high school students in the United States to receive a curriculum of civics and citizenship appropriate to their age and school grade. Essentially, this is universal civics education for all students in the United States. Next, please. So how do we go about that? We propose that this become a role and a mission specifically for EOPA. This proposal recommends that EOPA advocate for national civics education and incorporate into the curriculum a 1 to 2 hour session on the value and benefits accruing from a national movement for K through 12 civics education. Next. And why? EOPA, as we have all seen, has dedicated itself to growing the leadership capacity of local officials by developing in them a sense of commitment to citizenship as expressed in the U.S. democratic system and the relationship between federal, state, and local government. Next, please. And through this commitment to universal education in civics and citizenship, EOPA can build local advocacy among schools, civic organizations, and community leaders dedicated to rebuilding a sense of national unity and dedication toward the common goal. So we think this should actually be a mission adopted by EOPA to lead this change. Next, please.
So now we continue with the vision for success. The future of democracy starts here. Imagine a future where every student understands their rights and responsibilities as a citizen. Misinformation is challenged with critical thinking and informed dialogue. Communities unite around shared values, strengthening democracy at every level, and voter turnout and civic participation reach historic highs. If a national movement for K-12 civics education is successfully implemented, the United States will see a generation of engaged, informed, and responsible citizens who actively participate in democracy. Students will graduate with a deep understanding of their rights and responsibilities, and the structure and function of government and the importance of civil discourse. They will be equipped with critical thinking skills to navigate misinformation and contribute to a society rooted in shared values and national unity. Local communities will see increased civic engagement, voter participation, and public trust in democratic institutions, ultimately strengthening democracy at every level. Archibald MacLeish, an American poet, writer, and public official, says, democracy is never a thing done. Democracy is always something that nation must be doing. This is not just an idea, it's a foundation for a stronger, united America. And how do we get to this theory of change, of building a stronger democracy? If K-12 students receive comprehensive civics education at every stage of learning, if educators and local leaders actively promote civic literacy and engagement, if communities foster a culture of informed participation and responsibility, then students would develop critical thinking skills and a deep understanding of democratic principles. Then communities become more united, civically engaged, and policy aware, and a well-reformed electorate strengthens democracy, ensuring its resilience for future generations. And then the result is a generation that doesn't just inherit democracy. They protect, strengthen, and lead it. And an informed and engaged citizenry builds stronger communities, restores trust in institutions, and ensures the long-term resilience of American democracy. If K-12 students, what we're proposing, receive consistent, structured civics education throughout their academic career, they'll develop this foundational understanding of democratic principles and citizenship. So by embedding civic literacy into the curriculum, students will learn to critically analyze information, engage in constructive dialogue, and recognize their role in shaping this society. Now we're moving on to the blueprint of change.
Uh-oh. Here it is. I had to unmute. Sorry about that. Okay. The blueprint for change, turning vision into action, is really answering the question of how do we go about doing this? And that would be via curriculum integration, educator and leader empowerment, and that extends all the way through all leaders from whatever levels you're at, not just elected leaders. That could be community leaders as well, and then community engagement, and that's where the partnership takes place, and then policy advocacy. So what you're looking at is 2 and 3 working together to effectuate number 4, which is policy advocacy. Thank you. Next.
Okay, someone has to pay for all of this. We decided to do a pilot program, 33,000 students, and here's how the budget would break down. The curriculum development would be about $750,000, teacher training and professional development, $600,000, outreach and advocacy to let people know that this is important, that we should implement this. That would be a little more than $500,000, and a 3-year plan to do all of this would be $1.8 million. And we're assuming you would need some technology and distribution, which would be just under $500,000. So the total estimated 3-year plan would be just over $4 million. It's about $125 per student. The funding sources could be federal and state grants. Well, we hope from the Department of Education will still be around, through other civics engagement initiatives, as well as philanthropy and foundations. Starting at this scale could not only work out any kinks, but we think that this is a pretty reasonable budget to do for a pilot of this size.
Democracy starts with you. Here is our timeline. Phase 1 is the policy development that will take months, will take 1 to 3 months. Phase 2 is the pilot implementation, which is 4 to 6 months. Phase 3 is the nationwide rollout, which is 7 to 12 months. And phase 4 is the evaluation and growth, which is phase 4.
So we have a unique credibility. We know that all 50 states, they do have social studies standards, right, that do include civics and government. But what we learned is only 39% require at least even one course in government or civics. Only 21 states require a state-mandated social studies test. And this is actually a decrease. Only 8 states, if you can believe it, require students to take a state-mandated government civics test, and only 9 states even require a social studies test as a requirement for high school graduation. So we know this is not good enough for our, nation. We can definitely scale this work through EOPA, and what will help us is that we bring people from all different walks of life, different roles, different technical capabilities, so we can definitely scale this work. And that's why this is going to work this time, because it's not coming from one body or one voice. It's coming from all of our voices and work. And just wanted to highlight the team: Rachel Barnhart, Patricia Brooks, Michael Dunaway, Christine Fils-Aime, Brian Rowland, and me, Phoebe Shin Venkat. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And then these are our resources.
Yes.
Thank you.